So thank you for attending today's Simple with Sycle session. My name is Peter Adams. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications with Sycle. Welcome to our second session of Simple with Sycle. These are 15-minute webinars that we bring to you every month that sort of highlight a feature that you might not be taking advantage of, but that we've built to make sure that your life in the office is more simple so that you're able to spend more time with patients. Today we're going to be focusing on Sycle patient financing. I'm actually at Contra Costa Hearing Aid Center in Walnut Creek, California, joined with Toby Hill, owner and hearing instrument specialist. Toby's been a Sycle user for years, and we're going to hear from him in a bit about his experience using Sycle patient financing specifically. So, Toby, thank you very much for having us today.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. So today we're going to review a few things. First, we'll talk about Sycle patient financing and how it can simplify your life in the office, as I said. We're also going to take a look at how it can actually help your patients and ensure that they are able to get the level of technology that's really best for them. We'll hear from Toby, as I mentioned himself, about his experience using it. And then we'll dive right in and we'll do an actual demo of the product so that you guys can see how easy it is to use and how easy it is to get started. To give you all a little bit of a background of how Sycle patient financing came to be, we partnered with a company called HealthiPlan to develop it. It's fully integrated into Sycle, and it's designed to be simple and fast. So there's no phone calls to make, no papers to fax. Everything happens right within the system. So again, you get to spend more time with your patients. The cool technology in it is what we call the pre-screen and the instant approval. And we'll see how that actually functions when we dive into the demo. And just so you all know, the rates are great, super competitive. It's something that we're getting tons of great feedback about. So we'll discuss that as well. Yeah, Toby, actually, now's a good time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience using Sycle patient financing?
I've been using Sycle financing, HealthiPlan, since the inception. I think it was 2008 or 9. Before this, we'd used CareCredit and some of the other third-party companies out there that used it. They were very expensive to use, 9.9% and higher, depending on the program that you chose. When they integrated it into Sycle, one of the main reason I went to it was because of the ease of use. With CareCredit, we had to go through a third portal, do the application, get the approval, go through that whole process, do the transaction. It'd take about 15 minutes. With this pre-populated, when the patient comes in the office, they're already pre-approved. So I had a good idea, most of the time they are. I had a pretty good idea whether or not they're even a candidate for it, so it's whether or not to even offer it. There's always hearing at times when you offer somebody financing and then they don't qualify. So this takes that issue out of it completely. So it's pre-populated. We can, in a matter of moments, can just populate the information, get the approval, get the paperwork signed, and get the patient out the door.
Yeah, I've heard that before, that it's sort of nice to be prepared to have that conversation with the patient with confidence when you know that they've been pre-approved. So how can you tell us a little bit about how it has helped you and your business?
Mm-hmm. Well, in giving patients an option to use financing, does two things. One, they're going to be using credit cards typically anyway. The rates are comparable. So it really is, it's ubiquitous to me, whether they use HealthiPlan or they use credit cards. Because typically in a lot of the credit cards, we're paying actually more because they're funded through whether it's like a reward program, so forth. So it can be upwards of 3.5%.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it doesn't really matter to me financially one way or the other, we want to make it as easy on the patient to acquire the devices while they're in the office as we can. We find that if they delay the decision, then we know how that goes. It can be 6 months, a year, 2 years. They can put it off indefinitely. So it gives us the ability to get the patient in the door, get them fit with the hearing instruments, get them helping them hear the way that they need to be doing, and get them down the road.
Right, and I think you raise a good point, I think, probably with everything that you introduced into your practice. You know, would you say that Sycle patient financing is having a positive impact on your patients?
Oh, absolutely, no question. It allows them to get into the product and get into basically the quality of life that they deserve.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned you have used some previous systems in the past, and you would say overall sort of the functionality of HealthiPlan and Sycle patient financing is how does that compare?
Oh, much easier. I mean, significantly easier. Because it's built into Sycle. It's just all a matter of dropping out boxes.
Right.
And it literally is seconds. By the time you populate the fields, you hit payment. It's no different than if you're taking a credit card transaction. It populates it, you print it, and you get them out the door. It literally takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
How has it been, from a support perspective, working with HealthiPlan? Are there any issues when you reach out to them? Is that a terrible experience?
Very, very easy. As opposed to care credit, for example, we have a patient that came in, they had missed a payment due to just mail issues. They were very upset. They were upset with us, but even though it wasn't our issue, we made a phone call on their behalf to HealthiPlan, and literally within 5 minutes, it was solved. The patient was happy. Everybody was simple to do.
That's good to hear.
One other time, we accidentally populated the wrong field for, we put them into a, instead of deferred interest, we put them into an interest-bearing program. We didn't catch it until about a year later. Made a phone call to HealthiPlan. They solved it. They just corrected it within minutes. It was done.
It's good to know there's sort of flexibility there and that help there when you need it. Yeah. Overall, what would you say your favorite feature is?
My favorite feature is the, well, that's a tough one. The pre-qualification is probably the easiest for me to see whether the patient even had the discussion. Mm-hmm. That really saves me a great deal of time and not going down a direction that I know is not a good idea.
Right. Well, I think that's actually a great jumping off point. Why don't we take a look at how the Sycle patient financing integration actually works in one of our demo sites. All right, so let's take a look at how this actually works in the system. So you can see we're on a normal calendar here in Sycle. There's several appointments on the calendar. We'll take a look right here at this appointment for Phil Steves. All I do is simply mouse over this hearing evaluation, and I can already see that this customer is pre-approved for $8,000 from the HealthiPlan patient financing program. I click on the appointment. I hit Enter Outcome. From there, for today's purposes, we'll just quickly go ahead and enter a level, a type, and a shape of hearing loss. And I'll proceed to the purchase summary, where we'll go ahead and quickly add some hearing aids. But before I do that, note up top, we can see here again, he's been pre-approved through the HealthiPlan patient financing program. Hit Add next to hearing aids. Quickly throw in some devices here. Click binaural fit to copy from left to right, and I'll click Save. My purchase summary refreshes, and there we see it. Go ahead and click Save once more, and then what we'll do is go ahead. Let's say Tom indeed does want to accept the HealthiPlan offer. Hit Present Offer, Accept, then just simply enter the last 4 digits of Tom's Social Security number, hit Apply, and we're good to go. Now you'll notice when we post a payment, and we look at the payment type pull-down menu within Sycle, we have the HealthiPlan option. Then I just choose the plan that's right for Tom, hit Save, and then save once more to close out that purchase summary. And then, of course, before Tom leaves, I can print all the paperwork he needs. And in addition to the invoice, if I scroll down a bit further, you'll see that we have the HealthiPlan credit account sales receipt as well. So when we were talking about integration, we really meant it. It's all right here, integrated into one system. There's no leaving Sycle to jump into another system or picking up the phone or faxing paperwork. It's all right here. Well, there you have it. It really is that simple.
Absolutely. It saves you time, saves you money, gives you the opportunity to get in front of the patient. And just the more patient you can see, the better you can do.
That's great. And in fact, the only thing easier than using it is signing up for it. So give us a call at 888-881-7925 or email sales@sycle.net. We'll get you all set up. Speak to one of our reps. They can answer any questions that you have. So yeah, go for it. And in the meantime, keep an eye open for the registrations for next month's webinar. The third in our series is focusing on the Sycle NOAA synchronization. If you're not using this tool, I strongly encourage you to attend this webinar because it's fantastic. It'll save you tons of time, eliminates double entry. It's really a best-in-class feature, HIMSA certified NOAA integration. So we hope to see you there, but until then, thanks for attending, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.